Hey guys, analyzing and watching rank number 1 of the world, Razor. Um, his starting item is Windlace, 2 Iron Branches, 2 Sets of Tango, and 1 Clarity. Windlace makes sense because Razor is very dependent of his movement speed, because if he wants to cast a static link and chase the enemy, he wants to have the extra movement speed, so this item can become valuable in that manner. What's really interesting is that, yeah, the Windlace is definitely interesting. Um, Most of the time, if you're playing a safe lane carry, there are generally more players just starting with Mango and 2 Iron Branch so that they can finish the Magic Wand by the side shop. But he's playing different. He thinks Windlace is much better, and he's just gonna survive through having tons of Tango. And obviously, he's gonna drop his Iron Branch when he is out of HP, and then eat that with Tango. So that makes sense. Razor has sufficient amount of regen. He even has a Clarity and the movement speed buff from Windlace. So he's trying to dominate the lane. I think that's what it's trying to achieve in this lane. He perfectly blocked the lane, sending the range creep first. So what this means is that the lane is now going to get pushed, which is favoring Razor because he now can control the lane. Now that the range creep is dead, he can very easily control this lane. So let me actually go through the lineup in this game before skipping it a little. It was Razor top lane as a safe lane carry. Tiny is playing middle. A Doom is off lane. Witch Doctor support. Sand King is a roamer and a support. The enemy lineup, Underlord is their offlaner. Bane is their hard support. Looks like MK is playing mid in this game. That's weird. I don't see that many times. MK mid. Troll Warlord is the enemy safe lane carry. And Pango is the number 4 roaming support on the rating team. So Underlord came in and he managed to disturb the lane and clear him by a little bit. This still doesn't look for Underlord, but what's good is that all the supports left the lane. So this is now officially Razor versus Underlord 1 versus 1 situation. And Razor did not play greedy. He got a lot of vision, so Razor can definitely survive from Underlord's harassment that he does through the Firestorm. So this guy knows that he's starting with the boost and tango. There is no way that he can compete with Razor in the lane. All he can do is, I think this is the right answer, cut the lane, disturb the lane equilibrium. He's gonna bring the creep to his tower and then try to soak up the experience and last it. So Razor is chasing him, bringing some creeps so that Underlord does not get easy experience, and just still chasing him. He thinks he can kill. Okay, he cannot. He brought the creep to the rear position, so now the creeps are fighting. He does not go back, so she's still looking for the kill. Okay. Isn't this always bad as a 7 carry? Like, you're missing a lot of experience and lost it. But I think Razor is now like emphasizing on maintaining the lane equilibrium. So he knew that all these creeps will get denied, and by the time he comes back to the lane equilibrium will be still perfect. So I think that's what Razor was expecting to happen. Just completely zone out Underlord, make him as miserable as best as he can, and still maintain the lane equilibrium. So by just looking at the Razor's movement right now, he's basically telling that I don't care if I lose 1 or 2 creep lasted. Even as a safe lane carry, I really don't care. My emphasis on zoning out Underlord and just don't give him easy experience or lost it, like never. So look at how Razor is playing so aggressive in this lane. So it's always a dilemma as a safe lane carry when you have the ability to last it and harass the offlaner, which is the right thing. Focus on last it or zoning out the offlaner. And this Razor is saying that zoning out is much better and pressuring Underlord. So the lane is now getting pushed, so Underlord will get some experience, but Razor is still playing under the tower. He's trying to deny the creep and mess with Underlord. He's gonna deny that. Very well played. We will try to do that. Still no last hit to the Underlord, so Underlord is sitting at only 1 last hit. Razor is still sitting at the top last hit 19. It's gonna get the bounty rune as well. So yeah, from the way that this guy's playing, Razor knows that not giving Underlord farm and denying his farm is crucial in this lane, other than, you know, just having a perfect time in just last hitting and laning. So that's what Razor is saying. Very interesting. Well, it makes sense, right? Razor is not a hard carry. Razor is more of a anti-carry. So I think Razor was picked in this game to somewhat counter Troll Warlord. Troll does not do well against Razor. Once Troll got linked by static link, like Troll becomes useless. So that's what Razor does. He's not a carry, he's an anti-carry. But in this meta, Razor works very well because, you know, the meta favors him. Okay, Underlord is going to cut the lane again, and Razor is following him. So this is the play. It's just gonna follow Underlord everywhere he goes. Force him to make use TP. So it's really hard for Underlord to get the levels in this lane. He got the Aquila. Yeah, I mean, Aquila is something that you just don't want to skip as an agility hero. Like, Aquila is just so good. It gives you damage, it gives you stat, a little bit of mana, regeneration. All that is really good on Razor. Okay, and I forgot to mention that Windlace makes sense to Razor because there are some Razors that gets Yule Scepter instead of going like Pipe. So this is also good. Now that he has a catapult, this is the time for him to... Okay, that was unfortunate, but I was gonna mention that catapult push with Aquila is very strong, but Razor again does not care about the tower push. He only cares about just literally just killing Underlord. So this is how you play a 1 versus 1 lane. Very interesting. I mean, I didn't know it. I'm not a really good carry player, so I almost never play carry. But this was the right way to play Razor. He is going to run away. Buys the TP again, he will just come back. Looking at the lane, where to TP back. Is he going to roam? He can just walk back to the lane. It's not... Well, if he was just gonna do this, the better way was just TP to the shrine here instead of TPing back to the fountain. Well, it's gonna cost the fountain, but if he was playing greedy and a little bit selfish, there are many carry players that instead of TPing back to the fountain, because it's just a really long walk, they just TP to the shrine and use the shrine and come back to the lane really fresh, very fast. That's one strategy, but Razor just TP back to the fountain. And he found Underlord, and Underlord is gonna die, so Razor is officially strong enough to solo kill Underlord. Skill build 2-2-1. So he mixes up everything. I mean, I think this is the build, yeah. The Plasma Field is needed because Plasma Field is the only magic nuke Razor has in early game. And it does a lot of damage. It helps him to push, and it helps him to deal really good damage. So I personally prefer maxing out the Plasma Field, but there are other games where Razor has to max out Static Link. Very situational, but it happens. But in this game, almost every game, maxing out Plasma Field would be my suggestion. And he's doing the same thing. I think he will get the Yule Scepter in this game. I'm pretty sure he'll get the Yule Scepter. So what Yule does is you're gonna cast a Static Link to the enemy, and then you Yule him up. And by the time they come down, Razor already absorbs a ridiculous amount of tech damage. So that's how Razor wins, right? You take damage from the enemy and Razor is going to win. Yule is working that way. So he's gonna get the Yule as his first item. And he did not get face splits in this game. He's going for the power threats. I actually see more Ragers. About 70% of the time, I see Ragers getting face splits. Even Envy, I saw an Envy getting face splits. But if you get power threats, it just makes Rager more beefy, and you can swap. There will be many times where Rager want to play around the power threats and swap it, because Rager does not have a lot of mana. So he's gonna swap it to the intelligence when he's about to use his plasma field and his ultimate. When it's attacking, it's gonna cast it. It's gonna swap it back to agility. When he wants to tank, it's gonna use it for the strength. So I also am personally a fan of power threats on Razor, but it looks like phase boost is more preferred in the trend, because what phase boost does is phase boost is better at chasing down the enemy, and it totally makes sense for the Razor. So both items can be right answer, but I guess it comes down to the personal preference and what you want to achieve as a Razor. And this guy is getting Yosef there like I predicted. Aquila, Magic Wand, Power Thread, and Yule. Is like basically what Yule also gives Razor is it gives Razor a lot of mana regeneration, which he really appreciate in the laning. Like Razor does need mana. Look at how mana poor he is right now. And I get the like fairing clarity is the thing right now, but Yule is just really good. I've tried the Yule Razor a few times in this meta, and I feel it is just very strong. It perfectly balances out Razor, and by getting Yule, the enemy cannot TP face out when they are getting chased by Razor. So that's another solution to counter Razor. You just carry TP, and when Razor comes near you and he casts static field, the static link, you just TP away. That was one way to deal with Razor. It's like the same as when you want to run away from Bloodseeker. You just TP out when Bloodseeker casts his ultimate, right? You just TP back. But by having Yule Scepter, if they use TP, you just heal them up and they cannot run away. So Yule is it's really good on Razor. I mean, I like it. So he doesn't even bother. It's minute 11 and Razor does not even bother to rotate to any other lanes. He just activates Aquila the whole time. I don't think he was toggling it anymore, like not even once. He literally just pushed every lane and was very aggressive against Underlord, and he dealt a lot of damage, ended up dealing a lot of damage with the catapult, and they're gonna get the tower. And he still does not think about rotating back to the bottom lane. That's what I would have done, but he doesn't do it. Still focused on bullying Underlord. Razor does not even have TP, so she's telling that I'm gonna stay in this lane forever. If you wanna get me, fucking get me. I'm gonna just stay in. Doesn't even deny anything. Okay, he finishes a Yule Scepter. He's gonna get the bounty in minute 12. Double bounty. So he's looking at the bottom lane. So he was maybe thinking about transitioning into the bottom, but he also pinged Underlord. He's now pinging middle, saying that if Sand King ever initiates, I'm gonna use somebody up and you come in and you stun and we can kill. Maybe he's communicating something like that. Well, I'm pretty sure basically Razor was telling to just, yeah, he's gonna Yule and perfect stun setup. Sand Kings do that, static link, and MK will try to run away by doing that. And very good backup by Bane. There was super fast reaction, actually insane reaction by Bane. Look how fast Bane was reacting, but Razor is too strong, and Monkey was playing position for support and is not tanky enough to survive that gank. He's gonna die. So that's how you can use Yule up there. So even Razor, I'm pretty sure that Razor was thinking about making some collaboration with Sand King and his allies when he gets Yule up there. You yield the guy. It's a setup for your allies to come in, and you can finish them up by using static shield and right clicking. He's going for Yasha, right? I saw the Blade of Valkyrie. Damage is getting Yasha. He rotates back to the bottom lane. He has Aquila, and they will push the tower. Found him with the plasma. Can he run away with the swashbuckle? Razor got blocked through. MK is right there. Witch Doctor is squishy. MK is gonna kill him, but MK also got doomed, so he dies again. Another rotation happened from the Underlord, but yeah, he got bullied a lot in the lane. Now he's so poor, and Razor is just gonna kill him. Very impressive. Very impressive. And Troll managed to find some farm, but got caught by Sand King, and I don't think Troll can run away. I know that Troll is like naturally really fast hero, but if he does this, Static Link can Yule him up. Like Troll cannot run away. He's dead. So Troll knows that there's no way out. By the time like if he ever tried to just TP face out, the damage output from Rager is just too high that he got a lot of that. He stepped a lot of damage from the static link. Rager can just right click him down and he's gonna die. So that was a death sentence. I'm not even sure Ben can kill him because Rager is so beefy with the power thread. He doesn't die and he finds a fucking reason rune. God bless you, Rager. It's gonna find him again. Just endless battle. It's only level 1 Pit of Malice, so it doesn't even entangle him. And he gives up, right? This is where Underlord gave up, running away. So the Dire team is now controlling the entire map, utilizing every lane to farm and pressure. And Troll Warlord is off the map, right? You cannot find Troll in the minimap. Yeah, I mean, okay, it was Monkey King. So Troll is now jungling, which is like the worst place to farm. He'll try to run away, but can he? Okay. He did it this time. So Troll is only farming jungle, which is just a terrible way to farm as a 7 carry and a mid laner. So that's a very good sign to the Dire team that they are doing everything right to execute the enemy team, limiting the enemy's farm by pressuring correctly as a team. Rager got Yasha now and he's going for Sanjin Yasha. He's gonna rotate to the middle. He found MK, used the plasma field right away. So thank God to his proc on the Sepulchre and he found the Monkey King. Rager might have been in danger if he didn't find MK because he was kind of diving into the enemy tower. And as Rager is moving, he's also farming the jungle, which is denying the enemy farm because Rager is farming the enemy jungle. And he's just gonna farm. There's a catapult, but he doesn't care. He found Troll Warlord and he's just running toward him like so fast for 87 movement speed. Troll's gonna run away, can he? Okay, can. That was a close one. So what Rager is saying is now that he has Sanjin Yasha, Yul, and Power Thread, he is very strong. He can chase down anyone and he even right clicks very hard. Even without the static link, he clicks for like 140 damage. So that's a lot in this game at this time. So yeah, Rager is just very scary. He can be anywhere he wants to be with his mobility, and there are just so many ways to set up the kill. Sand King can initiate, Tiny can initiate, Doom just can go in, and the best initiator in this game right now is the Rager. Like I said, he can yule up someone and Sand King can follow up. So it seems the game is very hard for the Radiant team. Yeah, good job killing Sand King, but it really doesn't matter. If the Radiant team wants to flip this fight and flip this game, they have to kill Rager at least once, because now Rager has 7 kills. Rager is snowballing really hard, and the problem with Rager snowballing is, yes, Rager does fall off in the late game, but judging from the pace of the game at this rate, there will be no late game. There will be no late game. He's just going to push. He's just going to fight at every opportunity, and the Radiant team is just going to keep losing every battle. They found MK. Look how fast Rager was ready to Yule MK up. Static link. There's another guy waiting behind him, but Rager is so bulky. He got caught by Bane. Maybe they can kill Rager, but I don't think so. I don't think they have a magic wand. Bane is gonna die to the Witch Doctor and the Rager plasma field. Troll is coming. Rager can just run away, and he has 580 movement speed, which is faster than, it's almost as fast as Pango. So this is a ridiculous amount of movement speed. Rager can just run away, and by the time Rager survived, the Radiant team made a rotation, and they are now going for the Pango in the bottom. If Pango is found, he's gonna die to Doom. Doom has ultimate, right? Oh, he doesn't. But Rager is here. He has a plasma. Ensnare by Doom, and he's going to die. Rager is godlike. And compared to Razor, Troll was not having a good time in farming. So look at the net worth. Troll is sitting like 7.3k gold, which is lower than the Doom who was playing off lane. So this is a terrible game for Razor, and Razor is staying at the top. Is he getting BKB next? Oh. So all of a sudden, like, the game was happening, he made rotation, he was killing, and he is 10-04. And if he gets BKB, I don't really see any ways that Razor can die. How are you gonna kill Razor? The only way to kill Razor is lock him down with Bane for like 7 seconds and just... I really don't know. Razor has the only way Razor can die is lock him up with the Bane and Troll hits him for 7 seconds uncontested, and then maybe Razor can die, but it's still really hard. Razor is going to be there in a moment. He's moving really fast. Razor is here. Disaster to the Radiant team. He just kills everything with his ultimate. Melodic has been used, he's gonna die too. Yeah, I mean the best item right now is just to get BKB and just end the game. 1107 Razor. If you don't want to get BKB, I mean you should get BKB, right? But if you judge that like you don't need BKB because you're already too bulky and fat, another item build that you can go for is actually Aghanim Scepter. So by getting Aghanim Scepter, you can now hit the building with your Eye of Storm, your ultimate, and it's really strong. Try to if you have never tried Aghanim Scepter in the Razor, just try it. It's really good at taking down the towers. And I know that it has some synergy with the Refresher Shard. So there used to be a Razor getting Refresher Orb back in like 2 years ago. It used to be a thing, but now that Roshan dropped the Refresher Shard, I don't see it anymore. But yeah, Razor Ultimate with the Aghanim Scepter should not be underestimated. It's really strong build. You'll emote right away after seeing that Troll uses the ultimate. This guy is doomed. Razor can just right click everyone. It's been slipped. But the winner is the Dire. Doom goes down. He's getting BKB, right? I don't think he's getting something like Dazzle Letter or something. Should be, yeah, I mean, this should be BKB. So he does not troll, he's playing very safe, he's getting the right item. And let's see the talent tree. Yeah, 15 agility, 7 static link, and then 10 armor. So this is like the normal Razor build that happens in almost every game. It's gonna die. The alternative can happen. Plus 200 health at level 10 can be good in certain lineup. That is when Razor is getting only Pipe of Insight. If he gets Pipe and if he takes plus 200 health at level 10, Razor becomes so hard to kill, and that is when you're playing Razor and you're basically telling that I'm the Razor and I think I'm gonna win this game by just tanking up the damage. So I'm gonna eat up all the damage. I'm gonna get a pipe, I'm gonna get more health, and if you attack me, my team will do the rest. If that's your mentality, take plus 200 health level 10. But other than that, plus 15 agility seems just so good for Razor. Just given that this is an agility hero, and Razor, by taking the agility, he gets damage, he gets movement speed, he gets like armor, like it's so good. That's also good. So I find that unless you're getting Hood of Defiance, you should get plus 15 agility at level 10. At level 15, I've seen some others, actually only a few players taking plus 4% unstable current movement speed, which I don't understand if it will do anything. Just plus 7 static link damage steal is just strictly better in almost any circumstances. This is much better. At level 20, I want to see Razor. Level 20. 10 armor versus minus 0.1 Eye of Storm Strike interval. So if you want to play aggressive and if you're getting IllidanSTR, Eye of Storm Strike interval reduction can be something valuable. I've never tried it before, but I can definitely see why it's working. Because like I said, Aghanim with IllidanSTR and Razor is very strong build. But 10 armor is just a lot. Like if you have Razor now has 32 armor, so Razor is not like Dragon Knight. He's a DK. It's a lot of armor, so it's making him really much harder to kill. And look at how like he's killing everyone, right? He's just he moves really fast, so he literally has permanent haste with 521 movement speed. Under the effect of drum, he has 550 movement speed, so he has a haste, permanent haste. So this is the build, guys. This is so good. I think yeah, I mean, this build is working. And I think this is it. This is the end of the game. He's gonna get doomed, he'll die. What else can you do other than die? Alright. Was Troll like getting something like batter free? Okay. Okay, so this is why the Radiant team was losing. I mean, I understand that the batter free is good on Troll, like, because batter free is a good item. But you can't get this item, you just can't. Especially when you're playing against a hero like Razor that is focused on emphasizing the snowballing in the early game. Yeah, I don't think you should be getting batter free as Troll. This is the wrong item build. He should have just got like something like Mask of Madness and Fast Dungeon Yasha, BKB, and Lincoln Sphere just to counter Razor. So if you get BKB and Lincoln Sphere, Troll will there's no way to cast static lane control, so that's how Troll somehow counters Razor by getting both BKB and Lincoln Sphere. But if you get Battle Fury, it's just saying that I will need some farm, like I will need a lot of time to farm up, so I will be counting on my team to buy more time. But you're playing Troll, in which the hero is really good at, you know, fighting early if he does not get batter free. So I think this was the game losing mistake by Troll. I was wondering why Razor is like active in the map very early. He's been roaming, he's like killing everyone, while Troll was just off the map farming something, right? And that is because Razor was not getting just a stupid item like batter free, but this guy was getting batter free. So I think that this is the reason why the Radiant team is losing. Aside from the fact that, you know, this Razor played flawlessly at every stage of the game. Here's equal for the bounty of the butterfly. Let's go get the butterfly. So Razor is unkillable, and if this game had ever gone much longer, he would have just got the Satanic and taken down and take the plus 100 attack speed at level 25 talent. And yeah, this Razor is really scary, guys. I know that Razor can never be played as a late game carry, but if you can snowball like this, Razor is unstoppable. This is a really strong hero. And Razor is even safe to like first pick in your pop game. The hero is just so good. He can be played in off lane, he can be played in middle, he can be played in the safe lane. So as long as you're giving this core role to Razor, this guy can play in almost any situation. Okay, so that was how you play Razor flawlessly. Amazing. Good job. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.